I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into the world of epic fantasy with Brent Snyder's thrilling novel, Wrath of the Apprentice. This action-packed adventure follows Tyr'Ynyn and her friends as they face off against the sinister Kaistam Laq. With powerful magic and fierce battles, this story will leave you on the edge of your seat. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below the interview. Brent, so good to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
This is such a unique and inspired story. It's a original world you have created. So let me ask you, what's the inspiration behind it?
Well, it's kind of hard to say. I thought of a world where it would be just the opposite of our world, where the ground is blue, the water is green, or brown. And so I kind of did a little swap and came up with that world.
Well, it works, and it is an upside down world in many, many ways. Let's give the folks at home an overview of the story.
All right. Um, my heroine, her name is Tyr'Ynyn, is a healer who is out to get a sorcerer who has been causing problems for her for a while. And and so with the help of her friends and a couple of wyverns, they go after this sorcerer to try to end his tyranny.
Very, very cool. And obviously, a lot unfolds in between that impetus and that goal at the end. You have a powerful villain in the book as well. Tell us about the villain.
Well, the villain, what started him off to go after Tyr'Ynyn was he wanted her to join his group of thugs,
Mm.
and she was not having anything to do with it. And so he decided that he would make it his goal to make sure that she joined him or she would die.
Mm.
And so that's what the whole animosity is between the two of them. She wants to stay as far away from him as she can, and he just wants her to join him.
Yeah. Have you envisioned this as a TV series or a series of films?
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
yeah,
I think it would make an interesting film or an
yeah,
interesting series.
absolutely. Do you know who you would cast as Tyr Einen?
Hmm. I have no idea. I have never given it that thought yet.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll put out a casting call when the time is right, and we'll find the perfect actress to play Tyr Einen because it's a wonderful role. I think a lot of people would like it. Maybe Jennifer Lawrence comes to mind. She does a lot of sci-fi action stuff.
Right.
So maybe somebody like her would be terrific. That's for sure. Tell us, what role does Varanus the wyvern play in the story's emotional arc, if I'm saying the name right? Varanus?
Varanus, yes.
Varanus.
He is he is Tyr'Ynyn's mentor. He is the one that taught her healing and has been her sounding board the whole time. And so I think that he's just there to give her support and to help her see her goal through, which is to be the best healer she can be.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your writing career. This is not your first book, correct?
No, I wrote a book called The Wrath of the Apprentice. Oh, I'm sorry, that is this book,
Okay.
with a Wyvern's Apprentice,
Okay.
and that is the first book in the series, which follows Tyr'Ynyn becoming a healer and and her journey there with her friends. And then the second book that I wrote is called Oscar's Stone, which is completely different from this world, but it's a good fun fantasy too.
Are all three books create part of the same series?
No,
Okay,
funnily enough, my first book and my third book are in the series, and my second book is in a different series, which I am finishing up right now.
wonderful, wonderful. Were there any real life events or experiences that influenced you in crafting this world?
Um, I based a couple characters on people that I know. I'm not going to get into who they are, but if they read it, they'll know it's them.
Will recognize themselves in the pages of your book, which would be great. I'd love to read a book and recognize, hey, I know that tall, lanky newsman. It's Logan Crawford. That's me. So that's cool. That's good. Excellent, excellent. And were there any challenges in writing this book?
I didn't really find any.
Hmm.
It once I started, it kind of wrote itself. So I'm grateful for that. It was just a matter of getting everything on the page.
Yeah. How many books are you envisioning in the series?
Three.
Three. Okay. So you've
Yeah,
got one more to write. Have you started writing that?
I have started writing it. It's about half done.
Hmm.
So yeah, it'll be out, I hope, next year.
It's a little bit about crystal skulls and how it influenced your writing.
Well, I have a huge collection of crystal skulls. Um, and that's what my second book is about. It has to do with a little girl and her grandfather, and he collects crystal skulls.
Hmm.
And the crystal skulls, each different type of skull has a magical property.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Um, Tell us a little bit about your influences. Were you influenced by video games? Were you influenced by movies or a little bit of both?
Well, what started me reading fantasy in the first place was an author called Terry Brooks,
Mhm.
who writes the Shannara series. And he got me interested in fantasy. And so then I uh, I decided I'm going to try to write one. And so
Wonderful.
I sat down and typed it out.
Yeah, very cool. Have you envisioned this as a video game? I know we talked about it as a movie or a series, but I guess it could be a video game. You could play like your Tyr'Ynyn, right?
I suppose you could. That I've never given a thought to either.
Yeah.
So you're giving me some good ideas.
Good, good. Well, it's a good brainstorming session here today then. What do you expect will be in the volume three in your third book in this series?
Well, Tyr'Ynyn is kind of out of it. She's not retired, but she settled down into a life with her husband, and their kids are going to be at the forefront of the story.
Very,
And
very cool.
and so it's going to be mainly about their kids, but Tyr'Ynyn will be in it.
Sounds good. Have you, so you got almost like a next generation of superstars coming down the pike, right?
Right.
Yeah, great. Have you started writing it yet?
I have. I'm about halfway through.
Okay. Sounds great. Well, we're looking forward to that. We'll have you on the show when that book is finished because we'd love to talk to you about that. The name of the book we've been focusing on today is called Wrath of the Apprentice. It is an action-packed adventure, part of a trilogy. It follows Tyr'Ynyn and her friends as they set off against a sinister sorcerer. With powerful magic and fierce battles, this story leaves readers on the edge of their seats. It is a true page turner. And the good news is there's other volumes in this trilogy as well that you'll be able to enjoy. Brent, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.